Welcome back to our channel, Odeki. This video is an entire run-through of the first arc of Berserk, the Black Swordsman arc. Please subscribe and let us begin. The chapter begins with what we can assume to be a man and a woman packing next to a campfire. The woman grips his metal prosthetic arm, and says yes, and yes again. Suddenly her mouth begins to widen grotesquely. Her skin grows stripy as her eyes begin to glow. She turns into a disgusting and large scary demon, and tries to hug the man. She says, "You fell into my trap, fool," as she traps the man with her legs. "This is your last taste of heaven before I send you to hell," she says, licking the man. The man grabs her head and inserts his metal arm into her mouth, and says, "The only one trapped is you, blank." And a loud noise is heard. The man puts on black armor and a cloak, before saying nothing and walking away from her burning demon body. We then cut to a walled castle city in a field. The man walks into the city and passes by many people, including a knight and a beggar. He notices a horse-drawn cart full of imprisoned children. Suddenly, we enter a tavern where some men are throwing knives at an elf. "Damn. Oh, you missed," the men say. The elf is tied to a post by the neck and avoiding the knives. "Stop squirming around. How am I supposed to hit you?" the large hairy man says. Other patrons of the bar comment in the background. "I feel sorry for that elf. There's nothing we can do about it. Not even the Lord Mayor can lay a hand on the men of Coca Castle. Best not to get involved." The Black Swordsman enters the tavern as the large hairy man says, "Hey, here comes the next one." The Black Swordsman puts a coin on the bar for the barman and says, "I'm gonna mess up your shop a bit." Huh? Suddenly the Black Swordsman pulls out a small crossbow mechanism and some bolts. Meanwhile, the elf is biting the ropes, saying, "Bring it on, fathead. Why don't you untie me? I'll know right through your arteries." To which the fathead says, "I'm gonna stuff those words right back down your throat. Now stop wiggling." The elf is wriggling about more now, crying, "No no 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 no." Suddenly a bolt goes through the fathead's head, pinning him to a post. What? The elf is confused. The other men are surprised, yelling, "Igor! Bastard! Who the hell?" Suddenly more bolts fly and kill two more of the men, leaving only one. The Black Swordsman puts more bolts into his crossbow as he looks at the last man. The rest of the patrons are scared and uncertain. Says the last man, before a bolt gets shot into his nose. He screams, "Gah! Ah!" as the Black Swordsman grabs the bolt in his nose. The elf comments, "That's gotta hurt." The Black Swordsman says, "You're one of the thugs from Coca Castle, aren't you?" The last man just whimpers in pain. The swordsman slams the bolt and the man into the table. "Answer me." "Yes, sir." "Alright, then I suppose you can deliver a message to your boss for me?" "What message?" "The Black Swordsman has come. That's all." The Black Swordsman. A boot steps behind him. The elf cries, "Suddenly behind you." The Black Swordsman grabs and lifts his massive sword from his back, catching the ambusher off guard. "Eh?" The Black Swordsman cuts him in half, the top half of the ambusher crashing into the other patrons of the tavern. "Uwa!" they say. All their eyes are drawn to the sword used by the Black Swordsman. It was much too big to be called a sword. Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough indeed. It was like a heap of raw iron. The Black Swordsman tells the last man, "I'm counting on you." Excuse me. "Hey! Wait a second, don't leave me here," says the elf, who is still tied to the post. "Oh man." The elf escapes and catches up to the Black Swordsman outside the tavern. "Hey! Wait up. Listen, if you're gonna save someone, you don't just leave them tied up like that. You're supposed to follow through." "No." "Say, that's quite a sword you got there. Or should I call it a slab?" The Black Swordsman says nothing and keeps walking. "Oh yeah, I'm Buck. Nice to meet ya. You see, I was in a troupe of traveling performers, but we were attacked by those bums. Since then, I've been locked up in a mina bird's cage and soaked in a wine bottle. It's a wonder I'm still alive, that's fair, sure?" The town was also attacked a number of times, but the Lord Mayor made a deal with the thugs. In exchange for tribute, they promised that they'd leave the town free and there'd be no more raids. But after this, I guess they'll start attacking again. The Black Swordsman says nothing again, seemingly ignoring Buck. Puck continues, "You know, if I were you, I'd get out of town fast. I mean, if they catch you, they'll cut you to pieces. And it's not just the thugs either. Now that the Lord Mayor has a pact with them, even the town's guards will." Puck tries sitting on the Black Swordsman's shoulder, but he smacks him off immediately. "Ow. That hurt. What'd you do that for?" The Black Swordsman turns and says, "Don't touch me. I'll squash you." "What?" What is it with you? A person shows a little concern and you respond with that stuck-up attitude of yours. Suddenly the black swordsman is stopped. Many fully armored knights surround him wielding crossbows, bows, poleaxes, and spears. See? I told ya. Puck says. Well. Gotta go. Puck flies away. The black swordsman mutters damn as he is arrested and taken into the castle. We cut to the dungeon, where the black swordsman is being tortured and whipped. He is suspended from his arms, and has lashes all over his torso. The torturer says you're a stubborn bastard, you know that? And is clearly frustrated. Ain't ya even gonna make a little noise? Huh? The black swordsman spits blood onto the torturer's cheek. You bastard. Just as he is about to whip the black swordsman again, someone enters the dungeon saying stop. An old man with 2 guards says that's enough for now. My lord. The torturer responds. The lord is surprised by something. That stockpile of weapons, it belongs to this man? Yes, Lord Mayor. Enough to start his own war. Crazy bastard, answers the torturer. Are you a mercenary? The Lord Mayor asks the black swordsman. He doesn't respond. A complete stranger to these parts. You've done a terrible thing. Do you have any idea what you've done? The Lord Mayor continues, shaking. Because you murdered those men, this town may very well be destroyed. The black swordsman replies, are you telling me that those guards standing there are scarecrows? What? The guard begins to attack. Enough, the Lord Mayor says. You have no idea how horrible he is, the ruler of those men. The Lord Mayor refers to the Baron. That thing is beyond human. It's something horrible and incomprehensible. A creature from the very depths of the pit. He pauses. No one can kill him. At least, not anyone human. I see. So that's why you made your dirty deal with him, says the black swordsman. How could you understand? The Lord Mayor holds the black swordsman's face. A wandering vagrant like yourself. I understand. I know all about it. How he's a monster that eats human flesh. I know it very well. The Lord Mayor and his guards are silent. And I know that you continue to provide him with his meals. I passed them at the gates of the city. A prison wagon full of women and children. The Lord Mayor becomes very sweaty. I am the mayor. It is my duty to protect this town. Protect this town? Don't you mean protect yourself? The black swordsman teases. Why you uck. The Lord Mayor collapses, grasping his chest. My lord. The guards check on him. The black swordsman smirks. Do it. Torture him as much as you like. I don't care. The Lord Mayor says, but don't kill him. We still have to hand him over to Coca Castle alive. We follow away from the black swordsman being tortured with the Lord Mayor. Prepare my carriage immediately. I'd best go to Coca Castle myself and beg for forgiveness. We cut to the inside of the Baron's castle. The black swordsman, you say? Yes, Baron. His sword was so big it towered over him, and he split Dean in half with one stroke. He was dressed in all black and had a false arm made of iron. A real shady-looking guy. Could it be him? The Baron thought to himself. My lord. What is it? That wretch, the mayor, is waiting at the castle gate. He requests an audience with you about the recent incident. I see. A few moments later, the Lord Mayor meets with the Baron, who is eating. It's been a while, Mayor. How good of you to come. Gulping, the Lord Mayor says, why, your lordship, I have come to ask for your forgiveness for this recent transgression. This was the act of a vagrant who is unfamiliar with our ways. There is no connection to any of the townsfolk. I'll give you double the amount of prisoners and gold from now on. So please. You look troubled. Eh? Unlike before, you are now worried about losing your own life, aren't you? Aren't you, Mayor? Suddenly the Baron flings something into the Lord Mayor's hands. It is a severed human ear. The Lord Mayor drops it and falls back in shock. Gold. Prisoners, I don't care about such things, the Baron says as the Lord Mayor sits speechless. All I wish to see are humans within a fiery apocalypse trying to escape. All I wish to hear is the sound of snapping bones crushed under the hooves of horses. I don't even need an excuse. None at all. The Lord Mayor's guards suddenly take his arms. What are you doing? Let go of me. Let me go. My lord. My lord. The Baron asks to himself. The black swordsman? Water droplet awakening the black swordsman within a cobble room. Where am I? Ugh, damn, I can't move. He is startled by a misshapen creature wriggling in the corner. The misshapen creature turns and makes eye contact with the black swordsman. You again, he says. The misshapen creature then starts moving. It wriggles directly towards the black swordsman ominously. As it gets closer and closer, the black swordsman says, "Get away from me," which the misshapen creature ignores and keeps twitching forward. "Get away from me," yells the black swordsman. A small foot slips from surprise and we see Puck and a ring of keys fall into a puddle. Glug glug. Cough cough. What's with that all of a sudden? You scared the heck out of me, Puck says, sitting up from the puddle. You. From the tavern. The black swordsman says. Hey, this water's kinda yellow. Don't tell me it's... Puck realizes. The black swordsman looks back to the misshapen creature, but sees that it is no longer there. Have a nightmare? Wow. They really worked you over, didn't they? Well, rest assured I gave that egghead guard a little something to sleep on, Puck says. The black swordsman doesn't respond. Wow, everywhere I look you are covered in wounds. I told you. You should have listened to my advice. Puck berates. What did you come here for? The black swordsman asks. To repay a debt. We elves have a strong sense of duty, Puck says. Now let's see. Puck ponders, touching one of the black swordsman's many wounds. Don't touch me. He yells. Don't you ever touch me. The hell? I ain't gonna do anything bad to you. Puck retorts. The black swordsman tries to move, but can only painfully twitch. Look at yourself. You're in no position to give me that kind of bad attitude. Now be quiet and let me handle it. Stop. The black swordsman begins to say, but he is caught off guard by something. Puck is emitting glowing dust from their wings. As it falls onto the black swordsman's wounds, he thinks the pain. It's disappearing. We elves got all sorts of powers, Puck says as the black swordsman's wound heals. We can heal wounds, we can sense people's emotions, we can even make people happy. Or at least that's what our troop leader said before he got his head cut off by bandits. The black swordsman doesn't reply. Say, what's your name? Asks Puck. The black swordsman softly says, Guts. Why'd you come to this town anyhow? Guts doesn't respond. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, Puck deliberates. Puck notices something on Guts. Hey, what's that? Pointing to a peculiar wound on his neck. This thing on your neck that looks like a crest or something? Guts sits up rapidly, making Puck fall off onto the floor. What did I do this time? Guts stares intensely at Puck, before uttering, Brand. It's the brand. Not being a very helpful answer, Puck is confused. The brand? What's that? What's it mean? Why? How'd it happen? Who did it to you? Huh? You talk too much, you know that? You'll find out soon enough. Pretty soon, he'll come here to kill me. As well as burn this whole town to the ground. Puck pieces together what Guts is talking about. Oh. Does that mean it's those guys from Coca Castle? Guts grins. You mean, you're planning to drag the townspeople into all this? All I wanna do is find that bastard and kill him. I don't care about anything else. Puck starts holding their chest. Guts continues. Anyone who dies because they get caught up in someone else's fight is a small fry who doesn't have the strength to survive in the first place. Puck is keeling over now. His emotions are pouring into me. My chest is burning. Guts deliberates. If someone can't live their life the way they please, they might as well die. Puck is still keeling over, thinking, is it rage? No, it's not just that. It's rage, sadness, and fear. It's all mixed together so dark. And there's something deeper than that. In that case, what about when you saved me? Guts is dumbfounded, and then begins to heartily laugh. Ha 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 ha. Idiot. Who do you think you are? Why would anyone save you? To think I'd risk my life for a little bug. Puck is offended. Puck flies into Guts' chin. Yow. What are you doing, you little? But he stops. Puck is tearing up and mad. Flying off. Guts protests. Hey. Wait. Where do you think you were going? But Puck is then nowhere to be seen. Damn, what was that all about? Looking down, Guts eyes the keys that Puck brought him. He then claws his own skin, drawing blood. Something captures his attention from outside, and he looks out the dungeon window to see a fire in the town below. A pain flashes from his neck. Gah. Blood pours from the brand. Ha, ha ha. I've been waiting for you. Guts says, licking the blood from his fingers. We follow Puck flying over the burning town. Bodies litter the street. Horrible, Puck says. They notice the knights from Coca Castle on horseback charging through the street. The horses trample the bodies and crush them as the knights kill more townsfolk. The knights' eyes are all glazed over as they massacre the people. A poleaxe rises into frame, hoisting up a corpse. As blood pours out, it drains into a grotesque mouth. It is none other than the Baron himself, donning his snake motif armor and laughing maniacally. Wah ha 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 ha. Puck is shocked and shaking. That's not human. They think to themselves. The Baron commands the knights. Charge. Burn everything to the ground. The knights charge forward to massacre more people. Suddenly, some of the corpses begin to move. One knight is startled. Guts erupts from the corpses with his crossbow repeater attached. What? Under the corpses. Guts takes aim. Bolts begin to fly right into the knights. Many of them are pierced fatally. Guts continues mowing down many men. Wah, what the hell kind of crossbow is that? One of the knights yells. Wah. Another knight charges Guts, who grabs his sword with one hand. In a single stroke, Guts cleaves both the horse and the rider in two. Yah. The knights are taken aback by such a display. Whoa. Puck sees the magnificent sight of Guts single-handedly wielding the massive sword. Ha. Guts says, physically taken aback by his own masculinity. He's so strong. Puck correctly deduces. Suddenly, the knights are moved aside and shocked as the Baron moves to the front of the charge. The Baron and Guts are finally face to face. So you're the Black Swordsman, the one who's been hunting us apostles. The Baron speaks. Guts drops his sword and grabs a handful of bolts from his quiver, as the Baron continues, I don't know what you hope to accomplish, but to think that a mere mortal can oppose us. Guts finishes loading the bolts into his repeater. Is pure folly. The Baron begins to charge at Guts. See Guts opening fire on the Baron. As the Baron charges towards him on horseback, he readies to swing his poleaxe. Guts glocks him in the face with a few bolts. The Baron is dismounted by several more bolts. The horse runs off never to be seen again. He did it, Puck celebrates. Me lord, the knights cry out in dismay. Guts reaches behind, presumably for more bolts. The Baron slowly and menacingly gets up again. This catches both Puck and the knights off guard. What? They ask. Riddled with bolts, the Baron gets up as if he isn't mortally injured, which is menacing. He grins devilishly. Guts, unflinched, has already loaded a second clip, and unloads it again into the Baron. The Baron staggers backwards through a wooden door as Guts continues to shoot the ever-living heck out of him with his crossbow repeater. Silently, Guts marches onwards into the building the Baron collapsed into, as the town continues to burn in the background. Standing at the doorway, Guts checks the door and all corners of the room, saying nothing. Out of the darkness, something shiny rapidly emerges. A huge scaly tail whips through the doorway, flinging Guts from where he stood. Puck is very surprised. Guts! He cries, as Guts continues to fly through the air. The knights are all stiff and shocked. Guts lands on his head, neck, and shoulders into the cobbled ground. Blood and spit fly out of his mouth. He rubs the back of his head as Puck cries out Guts again. Glowing eyes stare out from the dark building. It's futile. No matter how many bolts you shoot at me, the Baron continues. His face unveils from the shadows beneath the glowing eyes, suggesting his form is now monstrous. A mere human like you can't possibly kill me, the Snake Baron says, emerging into the light. Guts looks at the Snake Baron, concerned. The Snake Baron is standing in front of the collapsing stone building, menacingly. He is a horror to behold. To make things unambiguous, he hisses, I am going to eat you. I am going to eat you alive, boy. The knights are very put off by this display of monstrosity. It's a monster. They scream and flee. Puck says and eek. Guts tries to stand as the Snake Baron approaches him. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Puck screams, as Guts still recovers from the Snake Baron's first attack. Come on Guts. Look up. Up. What the hell are you doing? What? Puck screams. Guts gets tail whipped in the stomach by the Snake Baron. He crashes into a nearby stone wall, producing a cracking sound and forcing more blood out of his mouth. Guts. Puck cries as he stands up again. The Snake Baron turns and tail whips him a third time in the torso. This time, the tail slams him through the stone wall. He coughs up more blood and collapses face first into the cobbled ground. Puck doesn't find this pleasant. Guts tries to move his hand but only twitches. Oh, still breathing, are we? The Snake Baron berates. Most humans would have had their organs crushed by the first blow and be quite dead by now. But it all ends here. The Snake Baron yells and strikes his tail again. His tail slams into Guts, who splurts up a lot of blood out of his mouth. His head limps into his own blood on the ground. Guts. Puck cries out again. Ooh. He says as the snake baron approaches Guts' body lying on the ground. Weak. How pathetic humans are. The snake baron says as he lifts up Guts. You humans are nothing more than food. Nothing but morsels to fill our stomachs, the snake baron says, as he licks Guts' face. Guts twitches his arm. The snake baron says you should learn to act like food and... He is cut off by the act of Guts moving his metal arm into the snake baron's face. This time, Guts says nothing as he pulls the cord connected to his metal arm, which swings down the hand part of his metal arm. The arm fires, blasting off half the head of the snake baron. Puck is surprised. Guts flies backwards from the recoil as the snake baron burns. While the snake baron claws at his burning wound, Guts reaches for his massive sword. He grabs it with one hand, dragging it along the ground. He charges up. Ya! Ha! Guts swings with all his might and cuts the snake baron in half. In a beautiful 2-page spread, the snake baron's guts fly out. Guts recovers from the recoil of his own swing as he hits the ground. He avoids the collapsing massive lower half of the snake baron. Guts! Yells Puck, checking on him as he slowly gets up. Blood is trickling from his mouth as he stands. Guts stands up menacingly, and grins. Puck's face flashes with concern at the sight. Guts notices the screaming upper half of the baron. Yech, it's still alive. I feel sick, Puck says. Guts reloads his crossbow repeater. Guts steps on the head of the snake baron. Hey, Dr. Guts says don't die on me yet, taking aim. He loads the baron with 50 cc's of bolts to the face. Ugh. Stop. Stop. Please. The snake baron says. Didn't you say it doesn't matter how many bolts I shoot at you? Guts questions. Must be rough, being unkillable and all he berates, loading more bolts into his repeater. Like you said, humans are weak. We die easily. But no matter how weak we are, even if we're being chopped to bits or stabbed to death, we still want to live. I'm going to give you a taste of what that's like. Guts says, firing more bolts into the baron's head. Ugh. Stop. The baron cries. Guts fires and the clip empties. Guts smiles like the Joker, looking on at the riddled body of the baron on the ground. Puck cringes. Who are you? The snake baron cries. He notices the brand on Guts. That mark. It's the brand of sacrifice. You are. Guts interrupts the God Hand. Where are the 5 members of the God Hand? The baron begins to answer slowly. That is, Guts shoots him again. I don't know. I'm telling you the truth. Guts walks away. He turns to say take your time and savor it. As your body is slowly burned to ashes, the burning buildings around them collapse onto the baron. Gwa. He says, as he burns under the rubble. Wait, please. I don't want to die. He reaches for Guts desperately. Wait. Help me. His body screams and howls as he sets completely ablaze. Puck covers his ears at the horrible noise and tears up a bit. Guts flings his cloak around and walks off. He stands tall and menacing as he slides his massive sword onto his back again. Puck looks around him, speechless. Berserk, he says. He watches as Guts walks away from the town, now covered in fire and corpses. What do you think of this arc? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to all of our subscribers and you, the viewer. We really appreciate your help. If you would like to support our channel, please subscribe to our Patreon, Odeki. We will put a link in the description below. Remember to share with your friends. Smiley face. Lastly, we would like to recommend purchasing the official release. By buying, you can contribute to the author's estate and help us in our endeavors to review. Please subscribe and see you next time.